Hello, everyone. Welcome to my stream today. It is extremely late, so I don't actually expect many people here live. Anyway, so so I was hoping actually to get into doing the same thing I was doing last week, which was the change data capture. But as it turns out, I explained to in my my description. If you do read the description, is that I was using a free tier account, a trial account of the Elastic Cloud, and then unfortunately I didn't check, and it only gave me 7 days, so it expired. So as a result, I was actually trying to connect to an Elastic Cloud endpoint, right, as the sync kind of destination, but not able to do that. So rather than trying to figure that out, or maybe I can set up another Elastic Cloud account using my other email address, I figure, well, let me also make sure that I get it to work first, so then I don't waste that 7 days. So I will, for now, skip that CDC exercise for today, for this week. But because I'm starting so late, I'm thinking, well, some folks too may be interested in looking at something more like back to basics, maybe. And where do I start, right? So I'm actually thinking of actually over here. Okay, so actually, well, first of all, to this one is our sign up for our Astra Cloud and Astra Managed Cloud, right? And okay, well, I'm actually getting a little too big in here, so let me kind of not block. So this is actually the same thing as signing up for our normal, kind of cloud account, Astra Cloud account. But this one will explain a bit more about doing streaming, and that's what I've been trying to do more on this Twitch stream, is to show more of the my company's managed cloud platform, which is Astra. Astra, as such, right, is managing Cassandra database in the cloud, and also streaming, which is using Pulsar in the cloud. So actually, if you have been following me, it's kind of rare chance I'm kind of imagining, but meaning that that there were tweets or announcements that went out social media, and I have to apologize. Sometimes I don't advertise myself too much. The reason is that it takes time to do those things, even though, okay, you might say, well, it takes just a minute or two, but sometimes it can be disruptive, right? When you have, when I'm trying to do something that needs some continuous attention, I need to keep that context. And even just like a interruption of, let's say, 2 minutes, it is an interruption, and it probably would take more than 2 minutes, because then I need to essentially context switch, right? So if you are an operating systems passionate person like me, right? Which I actually, I was actually very interested. I am still very interested in operating systems, computer software operating systems. But in fact, I have to tell you, my senior paper, so here in the US, right, if you're not familiar, the final year of your university undergraduate studies, and my final year, I had, before graduation, I had to do a paper, right? I think even other university systems do, you do need to do some sort of paper, end of term graduation paper. So I picked, right, for my major, computer science and math. And so I picked the paper to be on like an operating system, some internals of operating systems. And, interestingly, because I graduated long time ago, and at the time too, I think there were lots of studies on mainframe systems. So I actually did an operating systems paper on MVS, right? So I forgot what it stands for, but that's IBM, right? MVS is actually still a very robust operating system, and don't look down on operating systems. It is a complicated machine, right? It crunches all of the numbers and things that you put it through, and MVS, in fact, is very robust system, and very interesting too, how it does all the memory management, right? And input IO, input output, memory management, right? Mainly too, I think with, as you know, right, operating systems is dealing with a lot of memory management stuff. So I mean, I forgot exactly, but that's what I did. So, okay, so getting back, I somehow I got into talking about that operating system. So What was I gonna say? Okay, I was just gonna say, okay, this is actually the sign up for our streaming. So I actually just got this link to from my colleague, and he was getting it for more marketing purpose. But I was saying I thought it was kind of for me to use, and he said I can use that too. So, okay, so here we go. So just FYI, right? If you want to sign up for free tier credit card free access to the managed Astra cloud platform. So that will be again right for database and also in streaming and streaming. So that's the link. So that's funny. I pick a different fonts and then it comes out kind of funny. But anyway, but this is the one. But it's also on the chat too if you're interested. So let me see. I think it's just so far nobody is watching. So I'm just gonna keep going and maybe this stream, folks, some folks may be watching it afterwards too. So um, actually, okay, maybe here we go. So let me kind of like bring it back now. So okay, so and that is funny too. I guess, okay, here we go. So, all right. As such, too, I'm streaming not just to Twitch, it's also like to YouTube. So, anyway, so the reason why it took me so long is that I have canceled my music service. I think last week I talked about it too because I was using Pretzel and it is a good service, don't get me wrong, but I got overcharged, you know, in some ways. I mean, they lowered the price of these things and I mean, they were nice too. So I did not renew, but I was like looking around trying to search for another music service. But I haven't been able to find it. And also, running on Mac is actually not as easy than running on Windows. You know, that's something I have to say, right? That it's just kind of lag behind. Maybe Mac, you know, just have different strategy, so to speak, right? They just don't open up so easy for more free software, people contributing to free software, all of these things. So the point I'm trying to make is that if you, and I'm sure if you're a streamer, if you are streaming on Windows, this is one area that's much easier to do because you can actually have different apps that you can, you know, apps that has media output and input, right? You can set your media input and output device very easily. In fact, you know, it's just a matter of configuration. So they have that support on Windows. But on Mac, I cannot find it. I mean, Pretzel has that. So that's nice too. But otherwise too, like Spotify, if I try to like stream, you know, DMCA free music from Spotify or I'm kind of looking into Apple Music too. There are no place that I can actually find an easy switch to say I want, you know, so to speak, or not a switch even, just setting, right? Just quick configuration. There's no direct configuration I can do to quickly set my output source, you know, source device, you know, and I think I have to kind of go roundabout way and then searching for alternatives, and which I did find as virtual device, but then I think I still need another part of a driver in order to hook it up somewhere. So anyway, so I am playing some music now, but it's a bit more like just using my desktop kind of feeding. So not as good. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is let's you know, just thought I share. So that's the whole point, right? Doing this kind of stream is more like, okay, I'm just doing my work and trying to share it. And even though it's late now, but it's just fun to do. So another thing, though, wanting to share with you is this Cassandra Forward, right? This is an event, right? And if folks, if you're interested, you know, into NoSQL Cassandra, this is the event that you don't want to miss. It is actually free online on the 14th of March. So just in about what 2 weeks or little over 2 weeks, right? Free online event. And my good friend, colleague Aaron, who actually I've invited here before, he also will be doing a presentation too. And there are a few other presenters, including, you know, the Cassandra gurus at my company, such as Patrick, right? Patrick is a big guru working at DataStax and leading, right, the Apache Cassandra project. And he recently was also named as a official, like, committer to the project, and he's actually been very active, you know, a big contributor, Patrick, right? And Patrick is also like our VP level developer advocate at DataStack. So wonderful human being. I just love him, and I like Aaron. I mean, these are great people. So anyway, Cassandra Forward. There are also other speakers too, but it's just that I know Aaron and Patrick very well, and their DataStack. So okay, so in order to share that with you, let me share the. Actually, I need to share that with you. Let me share the Bitly link here. Not sure if it doesn't cost anything, so just register first and then you will receive reminder email, so then you don't forget. And so it's, again, no cost to you. Just register first, and then you can decide whether to go later. So, and I'm here trying to look for my link, and I cannot. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I just need the page refresh in order to get the Bitly link for you. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. But now I kind of have to go back to my streaming page. Okay. So Cassandra, again, this is just a not even a whole day. I think it's like 3 hours event or half a day, something like that, less than half a day or something. So called Cassandra Forward. It's just a day of talks, right? Free talks over here, as you can see, right? And well, let me kind of share first. March 14th, right? And it's just all virtual, so all free to register. And like I said, you can register first, right? And doesn't essentially, you don't have to over here. So let me kind of move it up a little bit. Why am I not able? I normally am able to move that. I don't know why this time is not able to move. Okay, well, maybe I'm not doing the right thing. Let me. That is kind of odd. Anyway, I can't move it, so I can't kind of like unblock myself. But as you can see, right over here is just the event, and that's the Bitly link. It's also on the chat dialog. So if you are interested, right, register for it. And yeah, so use this link. Okay, so these are just some of the announcement. And again, I don't think I see anybody join, although sometimes it's hard to say, right? I think different stats isn't showing, well, anyway, that's all right. I mean, folks, if you're watching this, like on demand, welcome. And I hope you register for that. So, all right, okay, here we go. So those are just some of the announcement for today. So my plan for today is more like, okay, I think last time too, I talked about I haven't been coding as much. So I really myself wanting to get back to coding. I'm becoming a bit rusty, right? I've been talking a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, those are important things to talk about, concepts and why we do some things, but also at the same time as developers too, we need to get our hands kind of roll up our sleeves and do things. So that's kind of what I'm desiring to do. So I was going to say a place to kind of get started, right? And especially with my company is this Awesome Astra website. And let me share that with you. Awesome Astra. So there are plenty of like code examples. So I plan to just let's on the fly pick something to work on, right? So okay, so Awesome Astra. Astra. So just free code samples, such, right? Okay, I also shared on the on my the chat there, but over here, Awesome Astra free code samples. So feel free to kind of go there and yeah. Let me see. Why is it so funny? I guess. Oh, you know what? Let me do this one thing. Let me share on another. Let me share this. Maybe this. Oh, that's odd. I thought I could move this. This really is odd. I don't know whether the fact that I'm, okay, well that's fine. Okay, so but for now, let's go over to this get into things a little bit. Awesome Astra. Let's take a look and see, maybe pick an exercise to do, something easier to do, because even I myself need to get so to speak, right, to get the gears in shape. So it's kind of, think of yourself if you're driving and not even just let's say manual transmission car, so put it on first gear, so doing something like a little bit simple, so to speak. So okay, so let's say get started first and see what it says, right? Start now. Okay, so that's the thing. This is like start now. You can go to that site, right, and then enter your information over here. Create an account if you haven't already done it, or just strictly just use your Google account, and we won't. Trust me, we won't be spamming you too much. And in fact, I sign up to using my own personal account. I hardly get much email, which is nice. Company knows, and we're really cool people. We don't like to spam people, but we just want to let you know we're here to help. So, okay, so in my case, I already have an account. I can just go straight to signing in. So I can kind of make it a little bigger too. So, okay. All right. So here we go. So, okay. So this is Astra. And again, right, last week what we were doing was the tenant, the over here, right? I did with my tenant, and I tried to connect to the Elasticsearch. I don't think it is there, but let's not worry about that now, because as such, right, we are gonna maybe creating new database and new streaming tenant to try things out. But in the meantime, this is your thing for Astra, and then let's go back to our Astra's, the Astra, Awesome Astra, just to pick something to do. So, and we can start now, right? And like I said, please follow the instructions here, start now. And then is how do you create the account? Or you can sign in with GitHub, or sign in with Google, and then sign up on the bottom of the page, blah, 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 all these things. And, and the organization, you can also create different organizations, and that's something I actually really really like about this account, this free account too. We can actually over here, like organizations, for example, I'm a member of the DataStax devs. There's also one I created, this for DataStax Swim, because it's a project I did with a company called Swim. FedEx training, I did a training kind of course with FedEx, and also a data devs workshop, another one. So in other words, I can do a manage, and then over here add an organization in here too, and then call it whichever one, right? So actually, what might be good is do something on Mary, let's call it like Mary G Twitch. So this would be, oh, it needs an email. Okay, that's fine. I can just send it to my, let's say my Gmail, something. So okay, so let me go to Mary G Twitch. That's the one. So I've added that, then I can basically switch over here. That's all of my Twitch now. So this will be, we just start with a clean slate, okay? And over here, let's go back to our awesome account, Astra. So you can read through all of these, creating different organizations, and that's what I have kind of essentially done it really quickly, just creating a new organization. And then the second thing to do is to create a token, right? So Astra docs, right, and or all of these, it tells you how to do it. If you want to kind of see it further, I won't step through it now, but essentially too, when you do users, you have organizations, and then organizations can have streaming tenants or databases, but there are tokens that can be used too. The security token is associated to one and only one organization and only one role. So you have to understand that. So that token is created for the entire organization. And there are a set of predefined roles within an organization which are associated with some default permissions. The full list is basically over here, Astra documentation. Yeah, so as you can see, there are all these roles: administrator, organization, billing, all of these things. So I won't also go through them. But let's say, right, let's say the DB admin, we can set up something and create custom roles too. You can do that, and different roles, right? And you should have an Astra account in order to create that. And open the organization settings panel, right? So let's do one. Okay, organization settings, right? Actually, let's do that. We'll come to a point in which I do need to split the screen. So let's do that one thing. Okay, and oh, wait. I meant to say take this out. And then what I'll do is too is that oh, not this one. Okay, oops. Sorry. Let's go back in. I want to go to my Astra. Wait, I think it's here. I don't actually, you know what? I didn't mean to do it like this, so do not. I think I'd be doing it like this. Do it like this. Also, bring this out, and then wait. Oh, because I did not maximize this. Okay, here we go. Not this one. I always pick the wrong one. Let's go over here. Am I doing the right thing? Yes, it is. Okay, so here we go. Just put them side by side is easier to see, right? And okay, I don't think anybody is here yet. So, okay, that's fine. I'm just going to be talking to myself. Okay, so here we go. So now let's go to my organization. So I already set it and set this one, which is my Mary G. Mary G. Twitch. And then I can open up my token page here. Organization. Wait, where is it? Token. Is user management or token management? I thought it was over here. No. Where is it? It says open up the token management page. No. Let me do this one thing. I think it's just harder to see like this, and it's on the organization level. So maybe I do need to say, is it on here? No. This is an organization. That is interesting. Open the token management page. Token management. Oh, here we go. Where did it go? Where is token management, billing, and payment? Home. Do I go back home? This one? No. No, that's events. Why am I not able to see that? Okay, let me switch to another organizer because I know I have it before. Okay, so that these are just that. This is odd. On the new page. Why am I not able to see that? Okay, so I am in here. Why am I not able to see that? Am I missing something in here? Oh, you go to settings. Okay, go to settings. It doesn't tell you, does it? Oh man. It just says token, but it's like maybe I missed it. Okay, let's see it again. Open the organization settings menu, and that's what I did. Okay, and pick organization settings. And that's what I did, right? Okay. Yep, so then over here I pick my organization. getting started. Okay, that's fine. And then open the token management page. On the new page, select token management. But over here, there's a missing link there. It doesn't say go to settings, which is you go over here, settings, and then over here you can get to your token. Okay, so that's something I have to be telling them too because it's not very clear apparently, or at least So okay, okay, then now that we get to the token management page, uh, and then organization administrator. Oh wait, why is I not able to see my? Oh, you know why? Maybe because maybe because I am not. I probably because I've set the email address not the same as my login. So maybe that's why I'm not able to see it, which means I may actually, oh, no, go to token. Yeah, this is, and select role. Okay, I'm sorry. What am I doing? I'm like a little bit off today because I had a webinar and that took some time. And plus, I also have other things to do. So, all right, yeah, let's go to organization administrator. How about that? And then use the select role combo to select. Okay, and yeah, that's what it is. And then the administrator of your tenant with all permissions. So that's what it is. Okay, and then with that, from the dashboard too can be. Oh, so that's what it is. We can kind of go over there too. I think these maybe like um you know uh, uh, it could also be because that I got confused because or the set of instructions was written when now I'm using the new interface, but it used to be the old interface, right, of the of this whole thing. So that's why it's a little bit different. No wonder I couldn't find things. So all right, so but not a big deal. So at least we found this. And uh, see, the thing is, it's talking about is you can reach this token management page directly from the ellipsis menu next to your database in the main Astra board. So let's kind of take a look, right? Let's kind of go back to home here. Okay. And then if I list out, oh, but this is not actually, oh, I, it's actually kind of confusing. It says you can reach this page directly from the ellipsis menu, which is over here. But I don't have any database yet. So let's take a look over here too. See, all these are written using the old interface. So this is the new one. So that's how it is a bit confusing. So I think what it's talking about is over here. The ellipsis menu is over here. That's what it's talking about. And okay, so but I don't have any database yet in the new one, so that doesn't work. So anyway, that's all right. We found out how to do the token now. So because it's from the three ellipses down below in the settings token, and then now we found our organization administrator, and then we can then generate the token, right, for organization administrator. So it has been generated. Copy or download the CSV before you navigate away. Okay, so download this. And what I'll do is I'll actually name it a little bit like differently, and I'll save it too. Wait a second. So I'm just gonna save, this. This is fine. I can share with you this too because I don't really, I'm just gonna be using this for testing purpose. So even if it's not working, that's fine. We generate new things. So let me then go over here and actually, this is so weird. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm just looking. Um, I need to put that generated CSV file in my own directory. So just give me a second over here, and it gets downloaded. Yep, it's a CSV file. So I think I'll just rename it to today. Today is the 23rd, and I'll just say, okay, Twitch. This is like new. The org is my new org. Like to give a more descriptive, so I know this is what this file is for. So, organization. This is what is it called? This is like the organization administrator. So, org admin token something. So, all right, good. So I'll just put it into my. I usually like to call any kind of work a work directory, but I also have a Twitch folder, so I'm gonna put it in there. So they kind of like belong to the same thing. So when I look for things, I know I go to my Twitch folder. So okay, great. So I got it. So actually, this would be the same. Okay, so that's fine. I don't need it to generate another one. So I'm just gonna be delete that. Okay. Okay, then manage existing tokens. Oh, okay, here we go. So that's just my client ID and everything. I think I have everything. Let me kind of like double check to make sure I have it too, because sometimes just want to, you know, just making sure. Okay, it's just giving me kind of like a not a JSON file, but it's sort of like just CSV essentially, and it has the client ID, client secret, role, and token being generated. So okay, cool, looks good. So I'm just also just out of what you call like over here. Let me kind of like ooh, wait because of that. Let me do that. Okay, I'm just kind of putting it like over here, right? So I basically name the file. I like to name my things based on date. So today is 2023. So that's what I did, right? So it's basically this guy. Okay. So today's I name a file and I just long call it Twitch org Mary G Twitch, and it's my organization name org admin and token gen. So if you're curious about this file, such as client ID, client secret, role, and then token. So all these get saved into the file. So, okay, the last thing I wanted to show you is that as you can see over here is read write, the permission, right? RWRR, read write for user, then read for the other. But I want to keep it kind of saver. So I'm just going to be 400. So then it's just myself. Actually, you know what? It's searchable too. So 700. This one, right? Okay, so here we go again. Just kind of take a look. You can see is only, oh, actually it shouldn't be seven. Six, right? No, actually five, I meant to say. So see, it's only read and executable. It's like searchable. So, okay, all set. So that's what I wanted to show. And now, um, let's get over here and we'll kind of continue with this thing. And okay, we're still not getting into programming. It's just setting things up. Sometimes take a long time. And walk through, what is this walkthrough about? Walkthrough. Oh, okay, it's just the walkthrough. I think you can see it too. All right, cool. So this we kind of get it done. So let's go back over here. We created the account. That's kind of just the start. So let me see. Why is it not? Okay, here we go. Okay, then what's next, right? Now, well, actually, this guy. Then we're talking about database. Well, this one actually assumes you have your database. So that's what we can try to do is to create a database, right? Getting started. Uh, getting started. All right, so we created token. Astra CLI. There's another thing you can do too if you're interested, right? And it's basically very useful is to download the command line CLI. And so To use the CLI, then you need to create a DataStax Astra account too, and you need to create the token, which we just did already. So in order to do that, you can release version 0.21, 2.1, and you install on Mac, and that's how you do it. And or manual installation, and I already have it, so I'm not going to repeat it. But if you're interested, this is how you can do it. So that will give you command line, which is nice too. And right now, not only does it work with Astra database, but also Astra streaming too, which is nice. Then, things like we want to take a look into, how do we, are we, able to take a look at our topics, right? As creating streams, our tenants, and all of these things, we can use the command line to do it too. But I was just looking. I think as the other Cassandra team leader, Cedric, right? He actually, great. See, he also documented the streaming too, which is nice. I think these are just all from the code it gets generated, which is nice. So doing all of these things. So okay, cool. So basically too, maybe we can also take a look to why not, right? So let's take a look in here. Maybe that's what we can do. Well, it's not so much about programming. So maybe the next time we'll do that, because I won't be streaming for too long today. I've been already doing for 45 minutes, just setting things up. So let's go actually take a look and do some coding. How about that? And because I work with data Astra streaming, so let's go over to the streaming part. It's basically Astra streaming is the simplest way to use the Apache Pulsar messaging streaming service, right? With zero operations, which is kind of real nice, and that's the whole point, right? Let me kind of do this. All right, and then procedure: you create a tenant. I think I've already done that, right? So let's do that, right? Create a tenant. So go back to our Astra, this one here, streaming. You go over here. Actually, I don't need it to keep showing. Let me see. Okay. All right. Maybe because I haven't created anything yet, so it keeps popping up. But otherwise, start with a tenant. We call it. Let's call it like the. Actually, let's name it with today's date to Feb. I think I should be able to use numbers. Feb 23 tenant. Oh, it lowercase and hyphen. So let's do hyphen tenant. Feb 23 tenant, right? And let's do Google Cloud. I've always found this to be a little more flexible. And then I'm in US Central. So I'll do that and then create the tenant. So as you can see, just creating a tenant is using this. It's actually using this Astra cloud platform is so much easier. Now, the other way you can do it, of course, you can programmatically do it too, and it will be fun too if you like it, if you have time, if you enjoy programming, which I do, but I don't have time, so I usually just go through this, and it's just simply like however way you can do it the quickest. So this is so quick, right? You can then create a tenant. And the next thing is you create a namespace. It's already actually default namespace is created for you already. So we can kind of, or actually it's created for you. The default namespace is, think of it like that, and you can use it, right? You can have separate namespace to host all your topics too. And now going to our streaming. Actually, it should be showing up. This is kind of funny. This is like new. Okay. Actually, this way. Let's do it like that. Okay, streaming. Actually, this is database streaming and then home. Okay, let's go take a look now. So go to streaming. Okay, all right. This is actually very different because I'm also not quite as used to the new interface. So I'm also like searching for things in here. So, okay, let's switch to the topics now. Then go to the topics tab, right? Now, where is my topics tab? I cannot find it. Okay, let's go over here then. Wait. This is so funny. I can't find things. let's go back to our tab. Oh, here we go. So you have to click. Once you click in it, then you can see all your different menus in the tab. So we want to create a topic, and let's say call add a topic, right? Namespace is already there. Let's say topic. Uh, I think I should be able to actually topic one dash one. And also too, in this case, I do persistent as such. Persistent topics means that they will persist, right? If you aren't using it, it will still stay there, the topic. Now, bear in mind, if you pick non-persistent, then what happens is that after it times out, then it will be, essentially will be removed. So you don't want that. So, and also I just wanted like not partition, basically, right? And or actually, did I say partition? Okay, what I meant to say persistent and non-persistent, and then is it partition? So let's kind of take a look again. You can do a partition, so meaning that your topic will be split, into like different. They will be partitioned off, like split, and the reason for that is that it will kind of just increase throughput, right? And so they could be on different nodes in your server, all of these things. And so all of these, if you kind of partition them, basically Pulsar will manage all of these for you. So at time, if you need to add another node to your infrastructure, another server, right, to your cloud infrastructure, all of these topics needs to be rebalanced too. So that's the beauty of Pulsar, is that it will rebalance everything for you. So okay, so over here I'm not going to create another one, but I already create one called topic dash one, and okay, and then walk through this, right? And then now retrieve this broker URL too. So if you connect, basically click over here, connect, you go back into here, then basically you can then download, uh, you see it, your tenant details. What is it? You click the connect tab, you see a list here, a list of all the tenant details here. Actually, if you scroll down, so name Feb 23-tenant is a pay-as-you-go plan type. Cluster is this guy. We use GCP and is US Central 1 for the region. Pulsar instance, prod 0, cloud provider GCP, cloud provider region US Central 1, and how do you connect to the broker? And that's very important, right? Is Pulsar, make sure that the protocol we use is Pulsar plus SSL, and then how do you connect to it? And then web service URL, and you notice is HTTPS, and that's for connecting to the admin. Our admin, when you connect to it, it's only used for HTTPS. So otherwise, you connect to the broker, you use the Pulsar protocol plus SSL with security, right? And WebSocket too, if you prefer using WebSocket, is also available. And then token manager. Okay. Manage secrets and retrieve the streaming token. You also need a token, a long secret string providing authentication info when the driver will connect to the topic. The token must be treated as a secret, which means do not post it publicly and do not check it in to version control. Okay. They're completely separate from Astra DB token. So that's important. So we do need to generate another one. So now going by clicking on the link in the tenant list, and then you'll be able to create, copy, and revoke streaming tokens for your tenant. So then from streaming, you do a token manager. And okay, so note that a default token has already been created for you, so you don't necessarily need to create a new token. And then click on the clipboard icon to kind of copy it. You can just do that, right? And but we don't need to create any new one. So and here we go. And so with that, we can copy the token, but it's there. So so we be able to kind of use this token ID whenever it's being called to use it. So okay, and let me see. All right, I don't think anybody has joined because it is in fact quite late. So I'll just spend another minute or so, but we have kind of, anytime we do something new, it always takes a long time to set up, isn't it? So, okay, so we've done the token too, and after this, then we're pretty much all good. So these are more like prerequisite kind of thing. We've done it now. Get the token. and great topic, and that's it, right? Yeah. And then CDC for Astro streaming, and that's what we tried last time. CDC. Oh, okay. So basically, too, you can also we can do that next time. Although this also is using Elasticsearch Sync, and then basically no one we I don't have a, an Elasticsearch. I was trying to ask, and there isn't one in there. So I'm not sure. Oh, trial account. Okay. Well, I guess I didn't know last time. I didn't know was supposed to use Elastic. I was just trying to find out. I couldn't, and I didn't have time to look that up. Okay. No big deal. All right. So there we go. I think maybe that's all there is to it in this Awesome Astra set of exercises. I thought there could be more too. Okay, well then this is how is being done. Let me kind of take a look and browse around. I thought maybe it will also tell you how you can develop a Pulsar client to connect to, because otherwise the rest of this might be it's basically more for the Astra database part. It actually appears to be so. Anyway, but if you're interested too, you can do data management, all of these things, explore the data, right? Okay, well, I guess it's okay. Develop with Astra, uh, Stargate. So again, all of these are primarily these are like working with their frameworks. For example, you can work Spring Data with Cassandra. So all of these are actually with Cassandra. I thought they told me that there would be working with Pulsar too, but I guess not. So all of these, right? For example, they have like, how do you get Cassandra, Astra to work with all of these different, external, like integrate with external middlewares or plugins and all of these things. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. So still, I like to encourage you to do that too. Sample application gallery. Okay, so all of these again, right? These are like we also run these workshops I think once every 2 weeks we have workshops, and then we repeat those in between too. Like so while I'm here, let me then go visit our YouTube. Let's go to our YouTube channel, because it's probably good to just help advertise, right? My other team's work, right? So you go to DataStax developers, as you can see, all these, right? Please subscribe to here, right? And let me just share it with you too. So again, right now too, we are not as much with the streaming side of things. We're a very small team, and just myself doing a lot of outreach work, and our other developer advocate, he doesn't travel, and but he helps a lot too with a lot of the working with the solutions architects and all of these, documentation people, technical writer, all of these things. So okay, so here we go. This data stacks developers on YouTube. So, folks, if you're interested, right, in over here, right? So this is the page. So as you can see over here, if you are interested, right, you can make sure you subscribe and then watch some of the workshops that are here, on demand workshop, for example, or the different shows that we have, that my other team. So like that. So anyway, so just something that I thought I should share with you. And and you can also get badges too, so that's a nice thing. And I know that sometimes folks, you like badge, right? So let me kind of hide now so I can come back. Okay, so now I was actually hoping and thinking that we have more resources on working with Pulsar, but it's not. And so what I can do is that, let me then switch back to doing, since I'm not quite, an hour almost, but let me switch to doing something else. Okay. Okay, we will switch over here, but let me bring over my IntelliJ, and it's gonna be take just a little bit of time. Once it's up, then we'll go to. Okay, good. So this again happens to be. Okay, this is actually. I guess does it look okay in here? Okay, it doesn't look too bad, right? It isn't like too small or anything. But let me kind of make sure I get back. Yeah, so I think it's okay. All right. So given that, let me kind of move this more to the background. But over here, let me stretch it out a little so we can see it a little better, right? Okay. All right. So this is actually just the very simple, very basic Pulsar client. So let's kind of take a look, right? And oh yeah, because I basically said that it's just a test, so I name my main class test two. So over here, as you can see, right, we these are the things we do, and then remember when we set up our topic, right, over there. Let's go back there. Feb 23 tenant, right? And so you may be wondering, well, how do I know, the all of the connection string and everything is in here. So in this case, we're going to use Pulsar plus SSL. This one, we can copy this. I believe it's actually the same. Yeah, GCP. Oh, this time is East. I think maybe we no longer are using East. Okay, this one is Central. All right, I'm just going to replace then. We can then run it, right? Use this. So all right, so this is the one that we just set up. And then with the topic name, let's go take a look. We go back to topic. You can expand and then you can see it. And this is persistent colon slash slash name of your topic, or actually name of your tenant, then slash namespace, and then the topic name in this case is default and topic -1. So I just copy it over and then we can replace this guy. Actually, you know what? Rather than doing that, because I still actually have that particular. Let me do this. What is two usages? Okay. Oops. All right, that's not what I want. Okay, I'm just gonna undo. All right, undo it and wait. Here we go. Okay. Cut. And then, oh, you know what? Silly me. I cut, then it won't be able to do that. So I have to copy this over in here. Oh, yeah. Because of my keyboard remapping, so it can't find this. I have to use the normal. But I cannot find. Okay, here we go. And then my connection token. So how do I get my token, right? So let's kind of go into here. When we created this, you have to go back to connect and then you download the client.conf. From a client conf, then I can copy over the token. So that's what I would do, right? Okay. But let me do that because over here, okay, you can Again, it's okay too because let me do this one thing. I download it and it goes to my download folder. Oh, wait. I think it's a client, right? I have many copies of it. I think today's it was 6, right? No, 6. I think this is the guy. Here, actually, how does it work? I just don't like that. Okay, let me do this. All right. I think it looks like to do that I will have to do 6. No, I think it's this maybe. I just don't like these spaces in the. Okay, it doesn't like it. I think. Oh, okay. Here we go. I don't know if I could do it like this, but let's give it a try. That okay. So it does. It find it. Okay, fine. I think it's because of these. Maybe. I guess the quote doesn't help either. Okay, it doesn't. All right. Well, let's do it like. Let's do it like that. Kind of a bit annoying sometimes. Just rename it without all this space. Come on, man. It's okay. All right. Here we go. So with that, we have kind of to take care of that, and let's do this one thing. No client. Why is it not? Oh, you know why? Oh, you know what? No such file. What am I looking at? I'm sometimes not quite. I actually wanted to move it to this directory. Remember, I like to group everything together, so then it doesn't. No wonder. All right, so it is here now. Let me do this one thing. I just want to get rid of this guy, and then I wanted to bring over my. I need to look for my Emacs. I know sometimes people are still laughing at people using Emacs. Well, you know what? It was the best thing there was at one point anyway. So okay, so here we go. Let me do this one thing is to bring that file over and then can work with it there. Twitch. Okay. And we'll make it little fonts a little bit bigger in here. Okay, so this is actually the parameters we want for the client's token there. So copy. Oh, that's right. I do need to say Control Y. No, it doesn't. Oh, here we go. I think this is it. Okay, Control Y, I think. Oh, you know what? Sometimes I even like get a bit. Here we go. We gotta go right here. Copy. But the paste part over here, I need to use keystroke, which is like for my Emacs. Yes. I think here. There we go. So okay, so that's all essentially we would need. We set these are variables, right? The broker URL and connection token, all of these things, and then essentially too, in order to publish, all we need to do is Pulsar client. You do a builder dot service URL is connecting to that broker URL, and then authentication is the factory token. Then we basically read in that token. I think maybe it doesn't need the token colon. Let me see. If it complains, we'll do it again. And okay, dot build. So once you get the client handle, then you can then set up with the handle. You can then set up client new producer, right? And then you associate your producer with that, attach it, so to speak, to the topic name, and then dot create. And once it's created, then you are free to start to send messages. And you can use, in this case, this example is just an asynchronous send, but you can also do async send too. So essentially asynchronous send too. So it doesn't like wait around and then then you can go off and do something else. And in this case, although the async send will be kind of interesting because if it doesn't wait, it's actually it you still need to wait until it produces messages before you can exit. Well, although I'm kind of thinking that it can go away, because once your message is sent to the topic, then your job is done. You can go away and let the broker deal with it, right? Okay, so all right, in this case, once we set this up, let's kind of test this out too. So we can kind of quickly do a run in here. We can run, which will also then build it, supposedly, right? And you can see it's kind of building. So it's published. It says it's been published, right? Okay. So this is only like so that's a good news. That means it connected okay, everything, right? If you kind of take a look at it, I've set up stuff in which I'm telling it, okay, you connected at, so kind of making sure, see, client connected at. So that's a good thing. Like everything's good, the parameters and everything. And then next thing I do is I created the producer. So producer over here, see, producer created, right? So it's good. And next thing I know is I publish the messages, right? Admitting the messages. Why is it not showing admitting? Is created. It just says publish the message. Oh, sorry. The emitting the messages is what it sends over. But right now, I actually don't have a subscriber, so I don't know whether it runs or not. So let's go take a look at the subscriber test. All right. So now on the subscriber side is like the one that's going to receive messages. They're similar to what we need to do. So in this case, let's do this all over, sort of like all over again, right? Not quite, but let's do this one thing. These are all parameters, and so let me kind of save them because oh, I kind of don't like it. Let me do this one thing. Okay. So basically, I wanted to save this because I think this set of parameters are for my other setup too. But I don't think I need it anymore. But it's just in case, right? Because I was using it for some demo too. But this is good. I just wanted to step through this again. But if you remember, topic name. Let's do this a little bit more aligned. And if you remember, we're doing this one is pulsar. This one is persistent. Is a persistent topic, and the topic we call it Feb. Is it 23? No. Oh yes, this is Feb 23 tenant, and then remember is using namespace and then topic -1. So that's our topic name, and then as far as token goes, okay, so now let's go over and copy again our token. Actually, is just right here. Remember that what gets generated will have is like JSON format, right? In the parameter side. So you just need to get what comes after the token, the actual value of your token. So I copy it. I have to do this. And then I just have to remember that I semicolon it, close it. Okay, here we go. Now let's take a look at the subscriber. So subscriber, same thing. Is same kind of thing. Is just do a client builder. Give it the Pulsar, the broker URL, which is the Pulsar plus SSL one, and then authentication is pass in that connection token, and then do a dot bill. Once you get the handle, you do a the client handle. So client dot new consumer. Associate that with the topic where you want to subscribe to. Essentially, subscribing to the topic of interest in here. And in this case too, we want an exclusive subscription type, which is then essentially, if you remember, if I talk about it, but that's okay, long time back. So it's about subscribing exclusively. It's like one-to-one. I only have one consumer for this topic. Otherwise, I want it like failover, right? Then you can multiple, but only one is the primary. Or doing it shared. Shared is multiple consumers, but the messages are not guaranteed to be ordered in the same way that it's being sent. And then I want it, if you want it, then you can do key shared. So in that case, then it guarantees the ordering of the messages. So there are 4 subscription modes, but in this case, I'm using exclusive. And then subscription name over here, I can call it, how about Feb? It's just can be anything. It's more for, like a handle into this subscription too. So it can be set up kind of just like this. And over here too, what I'll do is that I'm going to essentially loop through it, right? So I'll kind of like keep calling like receive. There's actually some other better way of doing it, like what you call like in more of an asynchronous way, right? You're just there doing something and just be there listening too. You can set up the listener and without looping through. But in this case, we're not. We're just doing it more like, think of it more like a polling kind of thing. So basically, you do a consumer receive. Timeout is seconds is every 1 seconds, right? It receives, try it out, receive. And then if you get something, if you don't get, well, actually, I should say, if you get something, that means the message is not null, then you kind of print out a logger. Logger messages also acknowledge that you receive it. And once you acknowledge, then basically the message can be removed from the backlog. And then we can kind of set the flag and set received message is true. And then so we loop through it like that. So again, very simple. But again, this is kind of like a polling way of trying to get the messages rather than truly in an async kind of fashion kind of thing. So, all right. But in this case, we can then essentially run this too. Now, the thing is, though, what we actually will need to do is basically run this, and there are no messages yet. And so what do we do? Then once, we have this client up, this subscriber client up kind of looping, then we'll go and produce a message. And then when we get it, it should be able to then, why is it not running? Wait, okay. So let's do it again. Let's do the run. Stop and rerun. Okay. And then I want to, here we go. All right. Is it connecting okay? Ooh, this one might not have connected okay. Oh, but sometimes it's good though to get some messages that something is wrong. Is kind of gives it more kind of fun. But notice that there's a warning message in here, and the warning, as it turns out, basically is a security provider for this. But again, is a warning, and turns out is not like causing any issues, so we can bypass it. And then another this is kind of odd. This is new, like binary protocol lookup service. I'm not sure like what's going on. Exception occur while trying to authorize get partition metadata. Oops. I think it's okay. This could also again be, but I probably can just ask to see what's going on, getting that. And okay, get fail to get partitioned topic metadata. It's not partitioned. Did I do a partition? Let's take a look. It's not partitioned over here, right? So I don't know. Maybe that's just again. This is a warning message, so I'm not gonna be way too worried. Like over here, right? Warn. So this is just a warning, so I'm not gonna be too worried about it. Okay. Oh, but now I'm getting an exception. But it comes back as a warning. So, oh, you know why? Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's okay too because in this, I thought I had print out some kind of logging message, so I haven't. So at this point, in fact, it is actually looping, and so, all right. So knowing that this is started, then we can go and basically run this guy and doing the publish. Okay, so now this side is client, the client and subscriber. It should, once it's published, huh? I think it's not getting anything. Let's see the pub. So it says it's published. So, but I'm not getting it. So maybe something is wrong. Let's do this one thing. In this case, let's print out some more logging statement. So then we kind of just have to know what's going on, right? And so I'm not sure though. The other messages are just warning, but I'm not able to see anything here. So now I'm back to my publish. But let's go over to my subscriber here. We add in a couple more logging just to be sure that it is. Let's go back over here. Let's do info, right? Are we going to do info? Yes, info is probably good. And just say that also time is up. Consumer. I shouldn't be saying listening. I was going to say, but it isn't really like listening because it is just looping and going to loop around. So I'll just say consumer is ready and subscribe. Let's see. And then that's what I'm supposed, assuming that it is going looping through in here, but maybe this keeps saying that authorization, except, maybe I didn't copy the right thing. That is kind of odd. Let me take a look. But it's actually not giving me an error. It's just an, you know, um, but over here it is the same. We're contacting the same broker, so this one is okay. I guess unless somehow I have some error in there, but I can also try to copy it again. The my token too. Oh, it's the same one. It looks like the same, the same set of characters. So let me do this one thing. Sometimes my keystroke doesn't work the same way as what I'm used to in Emacs, but that's all right. So I'm just gonna be right here, get ready this, and then just copy in the token again, just in case, right? So I guess if anything else, wait, You know what I'll do? I'll copy that over, that same line over from the producer one, knowing that the producer one is working. Because sometimes with these long lines, and I could have typed the wrong thing, something. So I'm just gonna do this one thing. So I just essentially copy. I'm just doing it kind of like the easy way, lazy way, but copy it and all right. So that just get copied over from the producer. Okay, so here we go. Let me then stop. Let me also want to stop the other tests. Actually, this is the sub test. I thought I was already done. So, oh, okay, it's already stopped. This also stopped. Okay, cool. So let me then uh, get rid of this one. Clear. Clear all. Okay. All right, let's first start the subscriber because this way I just make sure it is polling there to waiting for access for something, right? So, okay, just build it. Oh, and this time, why is it non-static method info cannot be referenced from a static content? Oh, because I'm doing everything in main, so this is a logger. Logger is static. Well, wait. My logger is static. Public static final. Why is it not liking it? Let's see. Oh, you know what? I meant to say wrong. Huh, see what happens? I'm rusty. This would have never happened if when I would be coding every day. So it's supposed to be logger. Maybe that's why. Okay, all right. Let's do it again then. Let's clear the output. And let's go like that one. Come on. Okay. Huh. So this actually is still subtest 33. Subscribe. One internal that this is kind of a strange thing. It is very true, on the how when we do subscription is slightly different, right? So maybe it could be where it is not liking it. But the interesting is I'm just looking right here, it says is a warning message. So hmm. Hmm. This is a little bit what I'll do is that maybe the subscription type is not good. Let me kind of take a look over here. So 33 is the subscribe. Hmm. That's gotta be something small in here. So maybe let me not use this exclusive mode just to see if that might have uh, done something to it. So let me kind of stop this. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do the build first. Okay, that's interrupt. Okay, let me kind of clear this up again. Let's do this one thing. Actually, what I should have done is basically or run it through Maven too. Doing the Maven clean. Yeah, I think it's much better than using the default. Okay, clean it and then I will just compile. Okay, so it builds okay, and so now it gets to the running part. I think I should be able to say just run. Oh, hmm. Hmm. This actually is a bit of an intrigue, or unless I copy something wrong. I think my it is persistent Feb 23. Let me double check something in here. Uh, Pulsar client pub test. Yeah, default persistent colon Feb 23 dash tenant default topic dash one. Okay, let me kind of make sure it is the case. Okay, I probably should get rid of some of these persistent colon slash slash Feb 23 dash tenant. Okay, unless. Okay, let me see. Uh, I know it's this one. That's binary protocol, proto lookup service, right? 23 tenant slash default slash topic dash one. Okay. Why is it not liking? Because, hmm. And oh, broker. I I thought it was central. I copy it. I guess somehow. Ah, there we go. I think that's right. It's actually central. Okay. I believe that's what it is. Yep, central one. And it's 6651. That might be why. Okay, here we go again. Let's do this. Let's just run. And then it should stop and run. It should rebuild. Let me clear this up. Yeah. Ah, pulsar client is up. See? This time is good. It's up. It's ready? Subscribe to the topic. Awesome. So now what we'll do is go to the pub side and doing a run. All right, let's go actually back to the sub. See the sub? It says message received. Ah, good. So now we know that it works, right? The publish, it publish it. And the receive side, the subscription also says received. Now, the funny thing is in here, what we're seeing in this case is the byte array, so it doesn't make much sense. And what we have sent over is saying something like this, just saying emitting the message and then get the bytes and then basically sending over. So for the receiver side, all we are getting is just a byte array. So actually, you know what? I'm trying to translate it and I just said to string. So in fact too, I think what we need to be doing is basically translate it to more readable form, right? So it comes back right here is the pulsar client this message, in an message object. So how do we decode it? So let's go back to here, take a look. This guy, right? Connect no here, Java. And how do we do a consumer? right? Let's take a look at this. So we basically do a new string, and then basically the new string and pass in the message and do a dot get data is basically converted to a string. So which I didn't do. So over here we can do a new string over here. Yeah. So okay, there we go. Here we go. So let's clear all both of these things out. Clear them. Okay, and my publisher. Let me stop them. Okay, both are stopped. Okay, cool. So let's do it again. The pub, we can do a run. Okay, client is up and is ready and subscribe to the topic. Good news. That's great. Now go to my publish side and then do a run. But let's wait in here. We know how publish works. Here we go. Receive. Yay, we got it. It just says emitting the message, right? So that's how it is, right? I do a get byte, get bytes. So basically, this is the message. It just says emitting the message, and we got that. Here we go. So that's good. Now, another thing though is now let's get back to the console, and then we can check. We should be able to now see statistics for this particular topic. So if you go to the topic here, do this, and then click on this topic. Look at this. That's what happened, right? And now you can see, the data in 348 bytes, 4 messages, because we try a couple times, right? And then we fixed the problem and we ran it and twice, and so now data out twice. So very cool. So well, we kind of got very basic, right? Really doesn't do much. It's just direct kind of like pass through messages, that we pass through the topic. We created the topic, created the producer, created the consumer, everything very basic, and we got them to work. So that's a really good news. So that's all for today. It's an hour and a half I spent, even though it's kind of late in the day. I hope it is a bit helpful, and it's good to also go back to basics. It helps me because I really have to be admitting I'm getting a bit rusty. I need to get back in gear to kind of start more coding. And like I said, I'll be doing some more presentation to upcoming months that actually includes also building a data pipeline too. Again, it's not going to be too fancy, but it is as such, right? I'm setting up producer, consumer, and the idea is to be able to kind of process a stream kind of well simulated like streaming set of data. And then from there, we also want to be using Quarkus to help, because Quarkus, if you all know about it, right? Quarkus, and that's something that Cassandra also works with right now. And actually it would work with Pulsar too, and why not, right? So Quarkus.io. And yep. And then this one too is basically it is very efficient, right? It's also makes use of it tailored for the cloud, for Kubernetes and Java Stack, right? And for Hotspot and Ground VM, and these are like essentially really fast, really trimmed down. Not only fast, it's trimmed down, very efficient, executable, and everything is truly like native to these environment and runs really super fast. So let's kind of maybe get this running, right? Getting Pulsar working with Quarkus as well. So that maybe not immediately the next project. And actually, I will be on travel next 2 weeks. I don't think I'll have time to actually do any stream. I may, if I can, I will. If not, then I will come back in 2 weeks and we can do more stream too. And then I'll be off somewhere else. But I know I keep going somewhere. So with that, I wanted to say good night and thank you so much. Good night if you're in North America, or if you're in Asia, you're already up for the day, or you're in Europe, you're still sleeping. So thank you very much, and you all have a very good one. So see you next time. Bye.